subscribe button. Give me a few likes. Remember, it's a two-way street. I like making these videos for you. I like for you to watch them. But let's team up and have a team, okay? It's free to subscribe. I meant to do this video yesterday when it was actually 911, and maybe I can get this video up on the internet now that it's 912, but I'll try to get it up on YouTube. But think about where were you when 911 happened? What were you doing? It's a day that surely if you were alive that you can never forget. And I thought I would tell a little bit just about my story, my 911. When 911 happened, I had a taxidermy studio and an archery shop in Arkansas, and my city had a nuclear plant. So we have a lot of reason to be aware of what's going on and be fearful because we have a nuclear plant. But on that morning, on that ill-fated morning, guys, and I hope America never has to deal with something like this again, I went to Hardee's to have my breakfast, which I did almost every day. I made a little quick hop down to the next exit on the interstate, because there's a Hardee's right there, and they made the best biscuits in the world. I miss those biscuits so much. I was in there eating my breakfast as normal. Nothing was going on at that moment. And but the idea was I was going to eat breakfast and go back to the shop and get ready to get started. I had to paint a big cutthroat trout that morning, a reproduction trout. So I had my morning was going to be pretty busy, working on this man's fish. So I kind of had, I was already putting my day together in my head. I finished breakfast. I hopped back on the interstate, and right as I'm hopping back on the interstate, the first plane had hit. And I'm going, oh God, man, that's awful, and this was all in the news. Like I said, I only had to go about 3 miles to get off on my exit and get to my store. But I'm thinking, man, that's just awful, unbelievable. How can that happen? You got all these thoughts running through your head, and the news had just started coming in. So I wheel in, to the shop, and the first thing I do is I turn on the shop radio, and they're still talking about, about the first crash. Then I said, well, I'm going to also go in and turn on the TV. My shop was also my apartment. I lived in one half of the building, and the next half had my work. I'm always going in room to room. Right when I turned on the TV, I almost got to see the second crash live. Remember that it was just, the time span was not that great. And everybody in the world, everybody in America, I knew, you knew, if you were alive back then, you knew something was going on. You can have a one-plane accident, right? 2 planes, helter-skelter. What is going on? We are being attacked. And that was just unimaginable. And I'm sitting there, my mouth open like, oh, what's going on? Then we hear about, a little while later, we hear about, the Pentagon thing. And supposedly there was a plot going around that maybe our nuclear plant could be subject to an attack, because there was something going on in Missouri at the same time, and that's just a hop and skip away, from where I was. And so now I have to work. I have things I got to do. I got to make money. So I start working, airbrushing, painting my fish. I'm listening to the radio, and every few minutes when something big is happening on the radio, I go see if I can see it on TV at the same time. So I was bouncing. You imagine I'm trying to airbrush a trout, listening to the radio, gets juicy on the radio, got to run in and see it on TV. And all these people were calling in, reporting the news live. And you never heard such, cussing and, it's live and you can't, there's no way to stifle or regulate live news, especially something that big. My station I listened to was primarily just a rock music station, but it turned into a pretty darn good news channel that morning. And as the morning progressed, all of a sudden you could hear outside, I heard a jet a few times. So I go walk out, and I'm looking up in the sky, and I can see part of the nuclear plant, from where I stood. I could actually, you can see the smoke and stuff coming out of the nuclear plant. But the military had already sent some jets in to circle the nuclear plant to make sure nothing would happen to the nuclear plant. All the roads going into the nuclear plant were blocked off. It was serious. And America was caught with its pants down, big time. Something that never should have happened. It happened on our soil. So we make a longer story short. There was one of the most terrible days I can ever remember because of we did not know. You understand? We know planes hit the Trade Center. I got to watch that fall. That's a symbol of America. Those trade centers were a symbol of America. So we saw that. We knew about what was going on at the Pentagon. And there were tons of rumors about other things going on. When stuff like this happens, rumors fly everywhere. So to say I was worried would be an understatement. But I made it through the day. America made it through the day. But we can never not remember that day. It's impossible. A piece of America broke that day when that happened. So anyhow, think about what you were doing when that happened, where you were, who you were talking to, what TV program you were watching, and remember that story. Remember those days. 911 guys. Terrible. But I want you to have a great day, okay? And just a little food for thought. I just didn't get to make a little video about this yesterday, so I wanted to try to get something out. So anyhow, take care, and we'll talk to you later. America then and now. So bye-bye.